Also, we carried a story on Monday, the 5 p.m. news bulletin, about what is being cast as the early signs. In party language in Jamaica, we'd say early juggling king. Yeah, when you put on the garnet silk and, to test everything, I work the tweeter, I work the bass, I work the reverb, everything. Early juggling in the PNP leadership race. There will be a leadership race unless a deal is made. By the time September 2027 comes, an annual conference is held. And the Dwayne situation is being seen as the earliest gunfire in that leadership contest. And if you've been paying attention to social media, the PNP have been very active. Well, some activists, let me put it that way, very, very active over the weekend. And it continued after that story was aired on Monday. A flood of messages I've seen myself and others sent to me by other people who are paying good attention to the PNP business, who might be PNP themselves, talking about looking at what's happening in the party. And if anybody believes that, what we say our sources are telling us is made up, you just need to look in the right places on Facebook, especially, to see the discourse among people who are known in the blogosphere as strong supporters of the 88-year-old party. So it will be a long run to September 2027. And factions, teams, groups, clans are being formed. Who will go with Team Crawford? Who will work with Team Marky G? And then I've heard a little whisper about something that may happen where the post of chairman of the PNP is concerned. But all that will come. Yeah, in the same way that tomorrow shall be Wednesday. I mean, we may not be here to see Wednesday, but Wednesday will come regardless of whether we're here or not. It is certain that there will be a leadership contest. And if my people are correct, where the chairmanship is concerned, there should be something there as well. I won't say yet where the runners and riders are lining up, where the chairmanship is concerned, but we understand that they will be running and they will be riding in that particular race. Break time when I return, your birthdays. And like a tune king, oh God, man, the morning gets get
unfolding inside the People's National Party. Our reporting has apparently blown the lid on what was the moving parts and strategic plays being made in the PNP for a little while now, and that has now blown up. The social media blogosphere is simply a buzz, and the different tendencies or factions in the party are at each other now on social media, and we are watching very carefully, that as well. We have also this morning the Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, inside OPM on air this morning, that the resignation of Dwayne Vaz as Deputy Spokesman on Roads and Works from the PNP Shadow Cabinet is the real first early clear move in what is expected to be a long run-up to next year's presidential election in the PNP. By its rules, it recently introduced a rule that says they can't have an election, leadership election, every year now, as it was once. And based on the enactment of that rule, as I understand it, the next available time for a presidential election in the PNP is September 2027. I'm watching my phone carefully. It's September 2027. And consequent on the loss of Mark Golding on September 3, 2025, it is now a big open secret in the PNP that Mr. Crawford, Damien Crawford, the Member of Parliament for North West St. Catherine, is busy, strategically I'm told as well, laying the groundwork for a challenge next year. And the Golding people, the risers, are not taking it sitting down. They're going to fight, and they're fighting back. And that's where the political drama is beginning to emerge. Vaz, as in Dwayne Vaz, is said to be the key man for Crawford in Region 6. Region 6. That is that part of Western Jamaica, including the parishes of St. James, Hanover, and St. Elizabeth, and Westmoreland. They have those parishes between them about 15, 16 parliamentary seats, which have traditionally been dominated by the People's National Party, except for a brief period when they lost several of those seats to the Labour Party. They regained virtually all of them last year in 2025. And there is now a recognition that if you hope to win the leadership, you have to have strong political support on the ground in Western Jamaica, Region 6. And apparently the long-standing regional chairman, yes, is now facing a challenge. From who? Dwayne Vaz. Dwayne Vaz, who has fallen out of favor with Mr. Golding and the risers. And as I said, one of the key organizers for Mr. Crawford. Yeah? So that has triggered problems running quickly. They will have to bring forward that presidential race. Think about it. It doesn't make sense. And in the meantime, I will tell you what we have been able to ensure, not ensure, but verify, because there's a lot being said and done now. We gather, for example, that the struggle for the leadership and control of the party, there are other races like chairmanship of the regional organizations those are going to be hotly contested, because it's the risers, as in Golding, Dayton, Bunting, yeah, leading that faction of the party, and they are now being challenged. So the regional chairmen, yeah, are a critical political bloc. So if you want to prepare your team to be ahead of the game come the date of the actual leadership race, there's going to be an almighty effort now to control the regional chairs. So Dwayne Vaz is going up against Hitchman in Region 6. And there are others lining up. But who will chair the party? At present, Angela Brown Burke is the national chairman. She chairs the party nationally. Will she be challenged? And by who? Who will challenge her? I gather the man from the East is likely to be her challenger. Yes, the veteran MP for more than 20 odd years. You work it out, will be the challenger. I'm also learning that there's another ominous development politically for the PNP in this period. The losing candidates from September 2025 have apparently brought themselves together loosely, not formally, loosely, and are operating as a caucus. Yeah, the 30-odd who lost September last year have now apparently formed their own group where they exchange their thoughts and ideas. Yeah. And that group is led by, hold it, not ready yet, tell you that. There is also a lot of recriminations about who were bailed out politically by Mark and the Risers faction and are now turning. And when I say turning, I mean they have not declared their support for the incumbent Mark Golding. And that is causing problems. Because remember now, there are 28 members of parliament for the opposition. And several of them are under pressure to declare their hand. Who are you going with? Marky G or the egg dread? That's what they call Damien, you know. The egg dread. Can you imagine? So, there are MPs now who are under pressure to declare, failing which they will be pulled from certain parliamentary committee positions. Yeah. Well. I see online from a well-noted, well-established PNP blogger. I'm not going to name him. Not giving him that respect at all. Yeah? But it's interesting when you read and listen to what the bloggers are saying, pro and con. Yeah? If you can get through the maze of what they're saying. There's a story there. Time for the break.
My hands